So I'll just echo what Scott just said. In a former life, I used to run the Short Line and Regional Railroad Association, so I've been to a few rail facilities, and I had the same reaction. I've never been here, and this is totally a wow. So congratulations to everybody involved, and I'm just very hopeful that this is the kind of thing that will encourage people to ride the rails. We need more people riding railroads in this country, and this is a great way to entice them to do that. So as Scott said, I'm CEO of the American Council of Engineering Companies out of Washington, D.C. I'm joined this morning by our leadership in Virginia and by our national chairman, Art Barrett of Gannett Fleming. 200 years ago, if you can believe that, construction of America's rail system began. And it began with engineers and people that work with engineers. We got started surveying and mapping and building what would ultimately become truly a lifeline for our growing nation. Railroads opened the way for the settlement to the West, sparking economic opportunities and stimulating the development of towns and communities that have become the fabric of the greatest nation in the world. Today, we're both preserving that history and transforming multimodal transportation to meet the needs of today. Built in 1901, this train shed is one of the earliest and best examples of riveted steel construction in America, while serving the most populated rail corridor in the country, and I know all of you are familiar with that. Virginia railroads date back to 1827, when they facilitated the movement of agricultural products. Today's Virginia rail system includes 3,000 miles of line operated by 2 Class 1s and 9 short line railroads moving people and freight. When infrastructure works as it should, it not only allows us to travel seamlessly, it also spurs economic development and connects communities, just like we've seen here with this beautiful train shed. This building has been through hurricanes, it's been through floods, and it's been through fires, but here it stands. These are the stories that we're highlighting around the country to inspire the next generation of engineers and public work professionals, as we encourage students to look at their surroundings differently and envision the future with them being a part of this tremendous profession. Safer roads, cleaner water, more reliable energy, and a more robust supply chain are all on our horizon. Every day, our engineering industry is building on the rich history of American ingenuity, and now with the bipartisan infrastructure law projects on the way, there will be even more events like this where we can gather together and celebrate. But we need help. We encourage all of you to ask the students in your life to contemplate a career in engineering. Like many industries, we're experiencing a severe shortage. We have thousands of job openings. Still, we need another 82,000 engineers just to fulfill what was laid out in the bipartisan infrastructure law. In addition to inspiring students, we're urging our leaders in Washington, Senator Kane? Yeah. To support policies that incentivize STEM education and immigration policies that bring talented foreign engineers back to the United States. And this is the kicker. This is where many of them earned their engineering degrees in the first place. And we urge Congress to continue support for the bipartisan infrastructure law so that projects like this one can continue to remind us of the great things that come from common sense investment in infrastructure that makes our lives better and reminds us of the history that made our nation great. So thank you again for joining us today to celebrate engineers and infrastructure that works for America. And with that, I'm going to introduce my colleague, Tom Smith, for the American Society of Civil Engineers.